Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome.
Hello.
Welcome back. Hi, everyone.
Really badly.
What's happening?
I just banged my knee really
Oh,
badly.
no, we've injured. We're 10 seconds in, and we've already injured Russ. One gamer down. Let's look at him.
I think
Still a 3 gamer.
Oh no. Well, I mean, yeah, he's just okay. Good. I'm sure it's fine. Welcome to Tale of Four Gamers, everyone. Hi. It's the friendly YouTube chat where we all build some stuff over this time, probably quite a generously long time. But yeah, we've all been building it, and this is the final episode. It's like one episode more than we thought, because it took us a bit longer than we thought. We've been building Warcry, and this is the last Warcry, and you all know that because this is episode 4, so you've probably all been like watching us do it for the whole time. We're gonna go through our final warbands because we have all finished the warbands, I think, and we're gonna go through the experience of playing, really, because this is one of those games that we never had played before. And then finally, we will look at everyone's finished gangs. And then we will announce, or somewhere in there, we will announce what we're doing next for the next one. But yeah, brilliant. So stay tuned. We'll see you after this. Hello. Hi, everybody. How are we all?
Very good. How are you?
Yep, good, thank you.
Good, brilliant. So we've been building Warcry. We're at the end of our Warcry journey, though maybe not the end of our lifelong Warcry journey, because most of us, we have been playing some games. I totally intended to get a game in with you, Bobbie, at some point when we met up the other week, and in fact, we just played Warhammer Fantasy all the time. But,
yeah. Instead of learning Warcry, I learned the masterful tactical game. Hey, that's my fish.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that is the most dangerous game on the planet.
We're not meant to talk about the next Tale of Four Gamers yet, are we? Are we going to give away right now already that the next one is Hey, that's my fish?
Yeah, no, we're doing Tale of Four Penguins.
Yeah,
that's what we should do.
Are we not doing
reveal to the end?
Not doing the Warhammer conversion. Hey, that's my skull.
Hey, that's my skull.
Skull throne.
It's inevitable. Let's talk about. So one of the interesting things in this, right, is that before we did this, none of us had really played any Warcry, and now we've all played lots of Warcry, which we'll get to in the updates. But yeah, what do we all think about Warcry then? Russ and Gary, you've both played Warcry now.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I think I think I can understand why Peachy goes on about it all the time on the painting phase.
Yeah, I did see that video. It was a really good video, that.
Yeah. I played against you. We played 3 games.
Yeah, we played a few games, yeah.
I think the most fun game we had was the one where, in order to score points, we had to stand up on the platforms.
Yes.
When you stood up on the platforms, you were even more likely to be struck by lightning.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
That was a lot of fun. I actually went to Bad Moon last night and played some games against Nathan, and used my actual Tale of Four Gamers Askurgan
Blade for the first time. Yeah.
I quite enjoyed them. They're not like the Nighthawk. The Nighthawk had lots of shenanigans about bringing back ghosties and being able to fly and all that sort of stuff. And the Vampire Monks, they've got far fewer shenanigans, but despite that, they are still a lot of fun to play. Just because I think the game itself is a lot of fun to play.
Yeah. I think that's what I've been enjoying. It's just like the game itself is just very silly and very quick and fun.
Yeah. And like we were talking about, like in terms of sometimes games are described as either fluffy or crunchy, and a lot of the time crunchy is used as a pejorative in terms of saying, oh, it's so many rules, it's really crunchy. But this one's like crunchy, but you're not thinking about the rules. You're just, because there's only a few rules to know, you're thinking about, right, what strategy is going to make sense. Yeah. And where should I go? Do I move this guy there? Who do I activate first? Right, he's going to die if I don't activate him first, but this is a more important thing I have to do at some point. So what if he finds a way to prevent me doing that before I get to et cetera, et cetera? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
it's a brilliant game.
it's very much like trying to solve a problem or solve a board game, a new board game,
Yeah.
as we've said. I think Gary, you've been played a fair few games, Gary, haven't you?
Yeah, I've played 3 games now. So yeah, I do. I agree. It's every game's got a you can't list build for it really because you don't know what your objective is.
You can't even deploy for it, let alone list build, because it's like you deploy it and then it's you set your people into your little groups. Then all you've got is 3 inches to play with from your actual deployment map, and then it's very much like, oh bugger, I wish I had them the other way around.
Yeah. It's dealing with your choices at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I like the gang that I picked, the Legionnaires. They seem to have not a lot of range stuff. It's all close combat, but the ability you get one fast guy who can run across a fair bit. The shield guys are quite tough, the little ones. So yeah, it's a good gang.
Your whole gang's pretty tough. They were the first I learned Warcry with Peachy using those gangs, the Chaos Legionnaires, and yeah, they're really tough.
Yeah, it is. You can expect them to survive a round or 2 of combat. They won't go down on the first round. You know, like they were able to stand up to the Rat Ogre a fair bit.
Oh, really?
Wow! I couldn't.
Yeah, it took 2 rounds or 3 rounds for the Rat Ogre to take down the leader. So
Nathan's terrifying Rat Ogres.
Yeah, his double Rat Ogre list is. You have to really, really have a plan for the Rat Ogres. You can't just be like, oh, I'll just ignore them and hope they don't do much.
We're all like, you can't
list build for it,
you can take 2 Rat Ogres.
So when I played Nathan's Skaven, what I did, but the mission turned out to be I had to escort treasure from my side of the board to his side of the board, and he doesn't know which models are carrying it. So everybody's sort of moving across the board, and I made a big show and tell about how I'm going to kill his Rat Ogre and really distracted him with, what? So when my leader and my big guys were going after the Rat Ogre and he's turning everybody to fight there, my little escorts were skimpering across the board, and it was too late for him to turn around and.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I think it's something I'm going to totally continue playing. In fact, one of the things I've been quite enjoying is now I've done it with like a normal gang. I kind of now want to like dig out weird fantasy models, and like I really want to do. I've got like some really old Rogue Trader Slanesh demons, but not enough to do an army for. But I probably have got enough to do like a Warcry warband. So all those little things where you're like, I really like the idea of doing a Slan warband. I've got like just enough. Like the idea of going, well, I've only got 10 of these guys. I'll do just this tiny little warband. Russ looks like he's about to show us something.
Pink Horror Warband.
Pink Horror Warband with a big grabby hand.
5 pink horrors. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some of them. So I think the thing for me is like now I know how to play it, and I've got like a normal gang, and it's all good. Now it's like, what random things do I have? Also, Games Workshop have been very nice and sent me the new starter set, which I think is a brilliant idea. Did everyone see this? The Crypt of Blood, I think it's called. I can't remember. Curse of Blood. Was any other advances on Curse of Blood?
Blood of Blood. Bloody blood. I'm
Googling it just to check that I've got the right thing. It's now going to be called Crypt of Blood. It is Crypt of Blood. So Crypt of Blood is this new Warcry starter set. It's a really nice intro thing. So it's a fold-out paper mat and then a little tiny bit of terrain and 2 out-of-print Underworlds gangs.
Which ones?
Yeah.
The vampires that Bobbie was doing in the Underworlds challenge, and the sort of scouty Stormcast.
Yeah, with the bird.
Yeah, so they're like they're all quite cool. They're like they come to about 600-700 points per warband because they're really powerful. So you've got like it's like a 2/3 as big as a normal Warcry game.
I do like the terrain in that set as well. That will look quite good with all the Gardens of Moor.
Yeah,
I was thinking the terrain would be nice even just to have for taking pictures of figures, just as like back in terrain. Is that the right sort of size for that?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That is kind of my plan for it. Yeah.
Is it brand new terrain or is it repackaged from something else?
I think it's a new sprue. Yeah, it's not quite the same as the mausoleum set. Yeah, but that does bring us on to like, so the other thing about Warcry, right, is terrain. And I think like the interesting thing is like how we, if we're going to go ahead playing this, so far, what we've been doing is, I gave Nathan, Games Workshop sent me the last few like starter sets. And I've just given that terrain, which is what we call the jungle gym terrain, to Nathan, because Nathan wanted it and he's been painting it. And we've just all been playing on that. And the big tub of Nathan terrain has been making its way around us as we as we all have various games. I guess have you got like Gary? So you've got some terrain already, and in fact, I had painted 2 sets of a statue and ruins terrain because I wanted to use it in a photo shoot, and you had it. So now we've both got a set of that, so that works. Bobbie, Russ, do you have like the ability to make a Warcry board?
Yeah, I've got like 2 full. I've either got 2 Gardens of More or 2 double Gardens of More,
which is the mausoleum, right?
Yeah, and I've got loads of already. The old 40k ruins that had loads of bullet holes in. I went through and green stuffed all the bullet holes up, so it just looks like a ruined chapel. I've got so I've got loads of that, like mostly painted. So I could do a Warcry board, but I'd need to put some. I'd need to paint up some ladders to go like as walkways between, or make some walkways between bits of ruins. But yeah, I could be very close to having a Warcry board. You know.
What about you, Bobbie? So how are you finding all this, Bobbie? Because you haven't played this game yet.
No, I still haven't played it. I really should. I've got, again, the mausoleum terrain somewhere. I think I was meant to paint that up a while ago in
Gamers. Didn't we have like a
stretch
stretch goal on our 5th edition one that we were going to do some terrain, then we didn't?
I got it all stuck together and then just left it in a box somewhere.
Yeah, so I've got a fully painted set of that mausoleum terrain just because it's great. I used it in Frostgrave.
Yeah,
we were playing Frostgrave. It was this really bulks out of Frostgrave board with lots of little vaults and stuff.
That's what my bits for as well, Frostgrave.
Yeah, and then when it came out, I bought it again with the Warcry box, so I got the cards and that, but started painting those ones. So I've got loads of it. But now that I've played Warcry, I'm not sure how good a board it will be because it's not got walkways. It doesn't have height.
Yeah.
It's a lot of small line of sight blocking buildings that would make for a different board.
Yeah, it's different. It's a different experience though, isn't it? Like you could totally do Warcry in like a sort of tunnely dungeon environment too if you had the right cards for it.
Yeah. Well, we've not tried it yet, but I do have the Catacombs board.
But yes, we're all like, it's good. We're in a position where we've got gangs. We're in a position where we can play games. New game system success, everyone. We've got yay! And it's also like a really nice little portable one, like Underworlds. It's a nice little portable one that we can play like quickly. I mean, maybe too big for the pub, but like we've been going down to Bad Moon Cafe. It's doable. So that's quite good. I think this has been a good exercise. We've learned a silly new game. We've all built things. So let's go through what exactly we've built because we've all finished our games. We'll do that. And then we'll have a chat about what we're doing next. Oh, reveal. And then we'll look at everyone's community updates. So we'll start, as is traditional in Warcry, with Gary. So you basically finished the gang last month. So mostly this month has been playing.
Yeah, so I mean, my gang finished a month ago. Played 3 games against yourself, and then a 3-way with you and Nathan, and then against Nathan. Really good fun games. I really like the twist. You know, like the 3-way game. It was all the walls are dangerous. So if you're within 3 inches of the walls, it pings out damage at the end of the round, which is really interesting. So Nathan was playing it quite well, like managing to find the sweet spots and then standing in it, so he wasn't taking damage. It's a good game. I'm looking forward next is to play with the big monsters that I painted.
Because you haven't had a chance to play with those yet.
when learning the game, I think it's important to play with just a regular gang for a bit first, before I find out what differences the big brutes make. You know, like the crusher and the ogre thing.
Yeah, I mean, who would bring a rat ogre to a game when you're still learning? That would be terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, if rat ogres, those things have got to be even scarier, surely, because rat ogres are part of the Skaven core list, right? They're not actually. I mean, those
Gary's like
those good guys.
ogroid deathmaturges.
Yeah, it's, you know, definitely looks like it'll do a bit of damage and take up quite a bit as well. Basically, about the same number of points as 3 guys. Like, you have to drop 3 people from your list to take it. You know, so if I take 2 of them, I'll end up with the leader, 1 guy with a shield, and 2 monsters. Like, that'll be.
Well, the other thing is, I was talking to Nathan about this last night, and we should probably, like, between those of us who can manage it, actually try and do like a little mini campaign or something where you start to. Because we actually played all our games because we had the points for it. We played all our games at like 1,090 points last night. Just because that's how many points of models I had, and Nathan had even more. So it's like, well, let's chuck an extra model on the board.
And it is the one thing we haven't tried yet is playing the campaign mode. Yeah. Maybe that's the next thing we should do.
Give that a go, because if the basic game is quite good, I think we can give some hope that the campaign mode is fun as well. One would hope.
I mean, it is the big part of it that you're on your path to glory, isn't it? Like you're trying to please the god.
Exactly.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, that's all good. So you've got some good games in. You're now a seasoned Warcry player, and you finished all your stuff last month. So the next thing is to just play with the big models, I suppose.
Yeah, and like you said, now that I know how the game works, maybe flick through the compendium and pick out another gang, and either just paint another gang or do something like, I've got some spare Fimmer models left over.
Yeah.
Make a little Fimmer gang.
Magnetize them to new bases.
more magnetizing. That worked out well.
All good. Yeah. Bobbie, so you have painted your Darkoath. These are looking fantastic. Huge change from last, but I suppose huge change from last time. But it's because they're all painted. All the bits are painted now.
Well, yeah, there's still a few like knickknacks and belt trophy. These models got so many little bits and pieces on them, and there's a lot of things like necklace straps and all those kind of. They're painted enough that I could put them on the table and not feel bad. The bases are very basic, but I didn't want to paint them brown because there's a lot. The models are all brown, leathery tones. So they would just get lost. I didn't want to paint them sand because, again, that's too close to a lot of the colours in it. So I was like, grey. Bobby,
I've got a question, though. Be honest here. How long before you took the photos of these models had you put the basing on the bases? Because it looks like they're still wet to me.
Yes, they are still wet. I was painting these just before we started this call.
They're drying right now.
Yeah. I put the like pasting basing goop and sand on last night, and then painted them this morning.
Oh, they look so much better though now. The addition of like metal tones really helps. I like that you've also incorporated some orange hair in there.
Yes, I did. Yeah. I had to get some orange in there, and when I get around to actually finishing these models properly, I am going to put some bluish colored tattoos on some of them, or like woady type things. So they're going to fit in with the color scheme for this Tale of Four Gamers eventually. And there's all sorts of loads of bits that still need finishing on them, but they're nearly tabletop ready.
They're playable, aren't they?
I've been keep getting distracted with other projects, and there's been lots of new models that I've been picking up and been like, I don't know, I just didn't have the motivation to put lots of hours into these guys, even though they're really nice models. I think you just find that sometimes, like you start a project and then
other things happen.
You just don't have the motivation to get it done, and then you might come back to it later and it only take a short while. But
I had exactly that. I got these to almost finished, and then I think I left them for about. I think I had them almost finished before the last time we filmed, and I only finished them on Wednesday. So I think I left about a month where I was just like. But then, finished them up in like about 4 hours or something. Once I actually sat down to do it, probably less. In fact, about 3 hours. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, look, these. I mean, it happens sometimes, doesn't it? Right? You're like. Also, with projects, I find with projects that are almost smaller, it's easier to just lay them aside and forget about them because you're like, I could just do that whenever it's only 10 models.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look, they're looking great, Bobbie. They're looking really, really good. Again, skin tone. Well, I've said this, I think, every month. The skin tones look great. And every time more of the rest of them is completed, the skin tones look even better.
Thank you.
They're really, really good. So yeah, we will eventually, one day, Bobbie, we will play some Warcry.
Yeah, I'll have to bring them along to whenever the next meetup we do is.
I mean, the next one is bring out your lead, and I think you'd, but I think they wouldn't like it.
Well, yeah, we might have to.
It'd be a post event game.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I think we'd have to like play it in the pub that evening or something.
Yeah. Cool, Russ. You have painted your warband.
Yep, they're painted. I'm really pleased with them. I think they're. I'm very happy with them. I like the colours. I think they look really. I think I managed to get a really good mix of making them really colourful, whilst making them look as if they are also dead. I've sort of done. I'm really like I tried some stuff that I didn't know if it would work. I didn't know how much hassle it would be. But I did the sort of stipple choppy thing that I've spoken about on the cloth, on the orange cloth especially, and it really, really worked exactly how I wanted it to. I think you can see it best from the back. Actually, you can't really see it as well in the photos that I put up here from the front. But I think it really looks as if the orange has got like really nice sort of texture. And maybe it's just in my own mind because that's what I intended. But to me, it looks kind of like rough cloth for the orange, and then like cotton for the blue, like turquoisey bits. The metal bits was stippled as well, and then just mostly basilicanum grey, 2 coats of that.
Yeah, such a good
especially second coat only in the recesses. And then the ropes were just skeleton horde, and then the ends skeleton horde for the ropes, and then I can't remember if it was snakebite brown or Agaroth dunes or something for the ends to make them look dirtier at the ends. And yellow for the sort of coppery goldy bits, and then really pleased with the skin, which was just Darkoath flesh, and then like recess washes of different colours for different ones, and then just highlighted back up with Darkoath flesh, Deneb stone, and Pallid witch flesh. And then I got carried away and I did all the eyeballs.
I like. Oh, you did eyeballs. Who does eyeballs?
Yeah, I know. I got carried away.
I really enjoy. I know you went through a few basing styles. I'm really enjoying the similar color tone but not the same orange tufts.
Yeah, I'm glad I chose them. I spent ages, and I think I put about 4 different versions on the Discord. I had about 4 other versions I didn't even show that I think I shared some of them with you in our little Facebook chat. And then I just did that, and I was like, you know what? Actually, having the orange on the base as well, I think it's just the wrong tone of orange to actually look good with the robes and tie them into their environment a little bit.
It really fits. It's really simple and it really works. And I see you've done correctly mid-grey base trims.
Yeah, apart from my leader. For some reason, all the bases are fine except for the leader's one that's gotten really chipped. So I need to redo his base.
But when I saw that, I was like, oh, interesting choice.
What, the chipping or the... it wasn't deliberate. It just happened to the leader and no one else. Trying to make him look antique or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It was good. And you played with them once, so you've actually used them now, because you were using Nighthaunt for all your test games.
Well, I used the Nighthaunt against you, and that's the only test games I had. And then last night, 2 games against Nathan. The leader is only got 20 points of health and toughness 4, so he's a bit fragile.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Mine's 18
He's a bit of a
health,
blender.
toughness 4.
Yeah, my leader though is a blender, and I've got a quad skill that gives him +2 moves and +2 attacks. So suddenly he's got like 6 attacks or 5 or 6 attacks suddenly, with like 4/6 on the damage. And he starts going around soloing monsters and stuff, and he's pretty damn amazing. But you can't put him anywhere he can get countercharged, because if you do, he dies.
Yeah, that's the issue with those. Yeah, very similar with mine. Brilliant. Well, look, they look great. We've got it done. We're ready to go. I would like to play them again. We can get very confused about. Well, we've got different bases, so we can get very confused about whose models are whose. My one is also done. So I've done them. They're done. They're looking very spidery. They're very bright, which I like. So yeah, I've done them. I've painted them. I even painted the spare guy that I forgot about.
Did you give him what did you get? What weapon did you give him after you realized it?
I think it's the most. I'm not sure it's the best, but it's the most appropriate, I think. In terms of stupid gangs with stupid weapons, scythes are, of course, a completely ridiculous weapon that doesn't work in real life. But yeah, so I'm giving them a scythe. So they're done. I've completed the whole gang. I'm kind of happy with where they turned out. They're colourful. I went with a really bright orange and blue. I still didn't really enjoy painting them. They're still not the sort of models I enjoy. But they've worked out okay. And then, as I kind of suspected, the bit I really enjoyed was all the stupid stuff. So, as I said last time, I printed out these bases, these jungle bases, which were fun. And then I added tons and tons of little spiders to them. I actually made more. I added loads of spiders climbing up their cloaks and things in just a load of really bright, simple contrast colors. So they all look like Skittles, or the spider bases. The spider bases are a mix of Infernal Prince 3D ones and the ones that come in the sprue, which I think you're meant to... On the sprue, you're meant to pile a couple of these blobs of spiders on top of each other, but I had so many spare little ones that I could actually make 4 sprues of spiders out of these. 4 bases. And then obviously, because they're on these nice jungle bases that are 3D printed, there's a bit of detail there. So yeah, I'm really happy with how they look. And it's been fun playing them. I mean, as we suggested right at the very start, they are the really annoying gang that annoy everybody else, which I feel like Gary and Russ, you've both experienced.
Nathan did reveal that you were horrifically cheating as well.
I haven't looked up the newer updated rules. But yeah,
apparently it's spider bases really. Oh yeah, but they're so good. They're so obnoxious as well. Like they just get in the way. Like you want to go and hit the boss, and you're just killing spiders, and then you go right now. I'm going to get the boss. You go more spiders.
They're really annoying. And really squishy.
They're super squishy, yeah. But they've got a bit of bite to them.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you're like, if you can get the crits, they're really good, and the spiders can be really good. But yeah. So I've enjoyed playing them. They're great fun. I would now like to try with something a bit more AOS-y, a bit more solid. But
what have you got in terms of AOS? You don't even have any AOS armies, do you?
I mean, I say AOS, but I mean Warhammer Fantasy models.
Warhammer stuff. Yeah.
So that's good. I have one more thing to do, which I have the parts for, but I haven't started yet. Nathan gave me an Arachnarok spider. And I went down and I got from a guy at the club, from Anthony, I got this wibbly wobbly chaos star on the back of the Mutalith Vortex beast, so that I can build myself a Mutalith Vortex spider.
Yeah.
So I've got all the bits. It's ready to go. That'll be a stupid modeling thing at some point next month, just so that I can take some big guy at the end. But yeah, so that's us. We've done Warcry. Well done, everyone. We've done Warcry. Yay! We're going to get to community updates in a second, but we should probably then say what we're going to do next. So there's a bit of an interval. We're going to do a bit of interval first. The other week, we all went and played 5th edition. Again, we did the updated version of our 5th edition campaign, which was our very first Tale of Four Gamers.
Yeah.
So we'll do a little episode about that. And then we're going to start the next one, which is who wants to reveal the next one? Anyone hands up for who's going to reveal the next one? Bobbie's got her face really close to the camera. I'm taking that as hands. Oh my God, I'm just zooming in on that. What is it? We missed it because I clicked the button too late. Do it again. Here we go. Yeah, there we are. It's a teeny tiny plane.
Although it's not that teeny tiny, it's actually quite decent size.
Yeah. Looking at my ones makes me worry about the size of models. Sorry, anyway, it's epic. We're doing epic. Sorry, Legionnaires Imperialis. That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
epic. It's epic. So yeah, the next one we're going to do is epic. Apparently, the box is out in August, so I guess we'll start planning at the end of August, start of September. What we're going to do. The advantage for this is we've all got something. Like I've got a load of Aeronautica. Bobbie and Gary, you've both got some Titans and some Aeronautica.
Yeah.
Russ has a lot, as we could probably expect, a load of 1989 Epic models that are going to be built into an army.
That's going to be a different army that I build alongside the one for this.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to try out Epic. That's the plan for the next Tale of Four Gamers. That'll probably take us up to Christmas. So it's basically Horus Heresy like last year, except Horus Heresy that I can fit in a small bag while I'm traveling.
Yeah.
The next one is going to be Epic. So sign up and submit your teeny tiny models. Get your macro lenses out for the community updates on that. I'm going to be traveling for the first 3 months. So I'm hoping that it arrives before I go, and then I can pack it all into a little case with a minimum number of paints. I'm going to try and paint everything in the same style as my planes that I've already done. So yeah, that's the next idea. We're going to do Epic, Horus Heresy Epic. But in the meantime, the final thing we have to do is the community progress. So if you didn't know, people can send in their Tale of Four Gamers progress, and then we will show them on the channel and tell them how brilliant they are, which is inevitably what we do. We haven't got that many this month, and I think the reason is partly it's July, which is always a quiet month because people are busy, but also partly that I think a lot of people finished last month.
Yeah.
So we've only got a few this month. They're all really good. So here we go. The first up is Dale. Dale's almost there, and these are starting to look really good. They're a mix. We said this last time. They're a mix of Gringcrax Looncourt and other goblin-y things. Decided to add a few more of the Looncourt in there. And nothing to do with the fact that those minis were already painted, so therefore make a good photo. They're at school. They've got a Warhammer club in the school. Not sure if teaching or attending. I'm assuming teaching. That will kick off the new term in September with a Warcry tournament and campaign. That's good, and they'll have the gits available to do it. I like it. I like how vibrant the colours are against the black backgrounds.
I mean, for schools, Warcry is the perfect lunchtime game, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
You could get an entire game in your lunch break.
For the school I work at, we've only got a 40-minute lunch break.
Really?
Yeah, they cut it down. They cut it down a year ago from 50 minutes to 40 minutes. Not enough time to plan a lesson properly, as my students find out quite frequently in the afternoons.
Yeah, so I mean, also like you can bring any models, right? There's so many models you could just use in Warcry. It's pretty easy to get a gang together.
Well, I mean, if 40 minutes was short of time, you could easily just make it less points. Just you know, instead of 1,000, you make it 700.
What, like a mini 700-point starter set featuring 4 models a side, maybe? Oh, good idea. Yeah, brilliant. They're looking really, really good, Dale. I hope that's all going well. Will has sent their Skaven. So these are done now. Brilliant little Skaven gang on a lovely old box of fantasy fighters. These are all done. They're all apparently eBay rescues, all these models, which again, Warcry. You can do that in Warcry. Together from whatever you happen to have. Exactly what I'm planning to do with my frog team.
Yeah, that Rat Ogre is the best Blood Bowl Rat Ogre, actually. Like, he's from Island of Blood.
Ah.
But everybody gets it for Blood Bowl because he's just got a nice big Blood Bowl spike.
Yeah.
I could do a Skaven team. I've got enough. I haven't got enough Skaven for an army, but I have got enough Skaven for Warcry.
That's how this works. Exactly. Yeah.
So I suck you in.
Jenny has finally, I think last time I erroneously said Jenny had finished their orcs, but actually finally has finished her orcs. So here we go. Jenny's orcs with some magical purple magic. Still has another piggy, an Ardboy, and another brute to paint up if they feel like they need them. Might be fun to paint up a thrall or a monster to go with them, but now taking a break. But yeah, now the gang is done, and so when players turn up, it will be easy to get a game in. My only note is that I'm firmly a believer that more people should paint their piggies pink.
Yeah,
or at least just the nose.
At least just, and I think they all come now with these little straight tails, and that's obviously wrong.
Yeah, curly
too early.
But
Can I just say that smoke, that magic smoke?
Yeah,
it looks practically like it's actually glowing. Like
yeah,
the way
it's good, isn't it?
It almost like there's a bloody LED inside or something.
It's really nice.
Yeah,
and the detail as well on the cloak is really nice.
Yeah, and obviously I'm a huge fan of checkers, so you know.
Is checks a very Age of Sigmar orc thing?
Not that I'm aware of, but
I always associate it with
orcs in general. I was very surprised how big those boar boys are, because I saw some when we were at Warhammer World. There was a table behind playing Age of Sigmar, and I looked at them. They're actually really big models, those boars.
Yeah, I like them. They look brilliant. They look really good. Well done, Jenny. Of course, we can't do a Warcry without lizards. Everyone loves lizards. Most popular gang. Ben has finished his lizards. Phone camera on the way out. I like it. Still my favourite thing about the lizards is the stupid birds.
I was just about to say
they look so dumb. It's adorable.
Pterodons or Terra, whatever they're meant to be. I love the stripes on the wings. That looks brilliant.
Polkydactyls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
And then we have Alexia. Alexia's sent in their Stormcast. Finally managed to finish my Questor Soulsworn. Plus, Fade played their first Warcry game last Thursday and won. It's a Questor Prime, a Soulsworn Knight Relictor, 2 Errant Questors with Grand Hammers, and 2 Errant Questor Duelists with Twin Blades. And yeah, as we were saying, really nice game. Has fallen in love with the models and is now trying to write some lore. But yeah, really striking, I would say, warband. If you think of gold as a form of orange, then Alexia has stuck to the pastry. Yeah.
Colour scheme.
Looking really, really good. We can see those before the end. And then finally, we missed Will last month. He's off in America, but Will has sent in his lizards, all done. I really like, again, we saw this a few months ago when it was work in progress. I like the fact that all these are done to actual like tree frog color schemes, and then the basing looks really natural.
Yeah.
The basing really helps tie them all together. Yeah, despite having such different color schemes, it really makes them really cohesive.
It's really nice. It's really, really, it is. It's exactly that, isn't it? Yeah, the basing's also over the top and big and fun and uniform.
Completely forgot to put a model on that bottom base. Look,
it's the skink in the bush.
Is there a skink in the bush?
It's hiding.
So well hidden.
Chameleon skink in the bush.
Yeah,
that's what I should have done with all my spare Spidey guys.
Yeah,
just arms coming out of things.
Arms coming out of barrels.
I could make objective markers out of the leftover weapons from my your
ninjas.
Well, I have loads of leftover weapons from my Skirkin tree blades. I could make objective markers out of them.
Well done, everyone. Well done to the community for joining in and sending their gangs. It's all been a lovely 4 months where we've played a little game. We've learned to play it. It turns out it's really good. Everyone's joined in, which is really lovely to see. So thanks, everyone who's participated. We will be starting the next one probably end of August because we have to wait for the box to come out. If you'd like to join in, then have a look on the Patreon, which is in the link below. There's a couple of different levels. One of those levels gives you Discord access. In theory, both those levels we will feature on the channel, but obviously if we've got loads, we'll give priority to the people on the fancy tier. But yeah, look, come and join in. It's a great way to motivate yourself to actually pick up and try a new game, which I hope we've kind of done for everyone. We've done it for all of us, haven't we?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a game it wasn't a game I would have tried if it weren't for this, but it's a game I'll keep playing now that we've done it, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to playing more games of this. And then to starting on my teeny tiny teeny tiny tanks, which I'm quite excited about. But yeah, thank you as always to the three of you for joining in with this. We will, of course, return. We will return soon for another award-winning, I'm going to say, not sure what award-winning series of Tale of Four Gamers. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.